to cry. I'm crying.
Yep, that is me. And I know it's not a great impression if you're watching my video for the first time, but I believe I should be showing you the real side of meditation. As a meditation teacher, as a meditation practitioner, I've been meditating for more than 6 years now, and there are so many different layers to meditation that I believe that everyone should know, and before going on that path of meditation on your spiritual journey. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing my experiences and why I stopped meditating and how you can avoid going through these big challenges on your spiritual path. But if you're not sure this is your spiritual awakening, or maybe you're new to it, I will highly recommend checking this video where I share all the signs that you are going through spiritual awakening. I'll also leave the link in the description. Almost a month ago, I did this 4-day retreat, a meditation retreat that was all about learning how to meditate and also going deeper into meditation. And the retreat that I did was more for people who were already on that meditation path. And I thought it would be a good experience for me because I was looking for a retreat, because the last retreat I did, that was a 10-day silent retreat that was in 2022. So I found this perfect retreat for me. But retreat did not go as I thought it would. On day 2, I started having these movements in my body, which are also called energy movements. So if you have been going through that, or energy is moving maybe from your spine, from your back, or maybe in your legs, anywhere in your body, after meditation or during meditation, you're gonna find a lot of answers in this video. So I started having this experience, and especially when these energy movements happen to me, and I remember every time that happens, I get panicked because I feel my body's shutting down. The energy starts moving from my feet and it comes up, up, up. And when it comes near my chest area, which is also my heart chakra, I start to get panic. And that's been happening for a while. And before this retreat, I did not know why that was happening. I knew a little bit about energy movements, but I thought it was something different. I thought I was pushing too hard in my meditation, which I was, and which was one of my mistakes, because I was really showing that dedication. I was really working hard for meditation. So in a way, unconsciously, I was trying to do the opposite, because in meditation we want to relax, but I was trying really hard to focus on my breathing. And the reason these energy movements happen is because when we meditate, and especially for the first time, we are, instead of focusing on the outside, we focus on the inside. We become aware of our thoughts, our emotions, our feelings, our patterns. And in the beginning, we are only touching the surface level of these mental formations, of these feelings, emotions, thoughts. And a lot of the time, people in a long time find that peace because they are not affected by the outside world. But some people, and I've seen it, people especially who were meditating for the first time, did not have a great experience. At least that's what they thought. I, on the other hand, knew that they're releasing, they're healing, they're letting go. These emotions are coming up. Because what happens a lot of the time, we have learned to suppress our emotions, not to deal with them, and to be mad about it. And that's such a toxic approach to deal with your experiences and situations and your feelings. But as we all are becoming more aware about these feelings, our mental states, and we are trying to become better generation by generation, we now know that it's so important to face these emotions. Maybe, yes, you can't face really old patterns, old emotions, old experiences all at once, but through meditation, you see them face to face. And as you progress in your meditation practice, as you become from beginner to maybe intermediate and advanced, I don't think so I am advanced meditation practitioner, but I've been meditating for a few years, that I know that with time, when you go deep in your meditation, you touch old traumas, you touch those old conditioning, your past, and those experiences start coming up. Because wherever your focus goes, energy flows. When you focus on your inner world, now you are starting that process of healing. And this energy, which is now a subtle energy, and these subtle energies can be really, really powerful. And when they start moving, first, it freaks us out because this is not normal, what we think. Because most of the time, we are numb to these feelings. And for the first time, as you disconnect from the outside world and you go within, now you're becoming aware of the subtle energies. But my issue or thing that I should have done is not to go too deep into my meditation, because when I started having these energy movements, I started panicking. It was too severe that, yes, I did cry a lot of the time, but at the same time, I couldn't sleep at night because every time I was trying to sleep, I felt like everything was spinning. And even when in my meditation, everything was spinning, right? Because the energy is really, really powerful. It's just trying to move. Remember, energy cannot be created or destroyed. So the stuck energy that is in me, it can only be transformed, and that energy starts transforming. Maybe you've heard about Kundalini Awakening, Kundalini energy. Even though I did not do any kind of Kundalini practices, especially to awaken my Kundalini, but through this simple act of meditation, but maybe a little bit deeper meditation, I was able to do that. Now, right now I stopped meditating because it was too much. I need more tools. I need more proper guidance from my teacher, which right now I'm getting. So it's not that I am not meditating at all. I am meditating, but I'm not meditating the way I used to. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to continue doing that for maybe for another month and see if the energies will settle down. And they are already settling down. But I will also share what really happened when I was having these movements. It started happening 2 years ago, and I was not aware at that time that it was energy movement because I also had sinusitis, I had allergies from dust mites, cats, dogs. So I started having these severe headaches that I couldn't even look at the screen, my laptop, I couldn't even work. It was so bad. Slowly and gradually, of course, I made changes in my diet, in my routine, in my fitness. It got better. But until last month, when I started having these severe energy movements, my headache, it was severe for 2 years. It was so bad. And that was the stuck energy, because I remember while experiencing these energy movements, I was able to transform it, maybe some of my energy that was stuck, maybe some kind of a past trauma, which I'm not aware of. I know maybe 1 or 2 traumas that are not that severe. Maybe once I just thought I was dying because I had a really bad experience with weed, and that was my first and last time. Never doing that again as of now. So that was another experience that was traumatic for me. So that transformed one night. I remember that energy was trying to move out of my body. It was trying to go up from my root chakra to my crown chakra. And when that happened, I twitched, like my body twitched. And that's a very common experience with Kundalini Awakening as well. So after that, I know, even though it sounds like maybe I'm just trying to boost my ego, which I've learned that any experience you're having, either it's a good experience, bad experience, you want to stay neutral. You want to just be in the observing mode. And that's what I try to do. But I know that it is so important to tell you what really was happening. It was nighttime, and I started hearing this in a way was like a prayer. I couldn't understand the language, but I know it was very Middle Eastern. And it kept on doing that for some time. And it was literally 3 a.m. And where I live, there is no mosque. There is a church, but that's totally different, and I never hear anything from that church. So that freaked me out. In a way, I was also trying to enjoy it, like what is happening, and I felt lighter. So in a way, my energy kind of moved out of my body. I think another reason for me to really tap into these subtle energies was I was doing a spiritual fast. So I did this a 14-day fast. It was more intermittent fasting. So what happens when you fast? Again, your body is going to reset, right? I'm not putting anything in my body for 16 hours, 18 hours, and one day I think it was 20 hours. Your body starts to heal. Your energies become lighter, right? I'm not putting any food in my body. My body's not trying to digest that food. It's not doing anything because it's empty. So doing that fast, I feel also pushed this awakening in a way, or helped me to have these energy movements, which again, I did not have the best experience because of first, lack of high level tools that I need in my meditation practice, and especially the meditation style that I do and practice is Vajrayana practice, which is based in Buddhism. And Vajrayana path is known to be the fastest path to enlightenment, even though I am not looking to be enlightened or anything, but I just feel very connected with that path, and I feel it resonates with me the most out of all three paths in Buddhism. But having a teacher, and especially in Vajrayana, when you go to the advanced level practices, you need a teacher. So if you are simply trying to be on your own in your meditation practice, if you are just starting out, you are a beginner, you only meditate, for example, day-to-day anxiety, day-to-day stress, and you're not really looking to advance in your spiritual path and maybe to, in a way, expand your consciousness, awareness, maybe heal from, these old traumas, old paths, maybe even your previous lives, then maybe that might not be the best option for you right now. But if you're someone who is on a path and you're serious about taking this to the next level, then I will highly recommend looking for a teacher, a qualified teacher who have experienced it, who haven't just know, because there are a lot of people who have this intellectual knowledge, but they haven't experienced any of the things that they talk about. So finding a teacher can also be a job in a way, right? But again, I just wanted to come here and share my experiences with you about meditation and how it can be dark as well. So it's not always about fall season, all colorful. It can also be winter when it gets dark. You don't see sun for days, right? So that's my one advice for anybody who is going through their spiritual awakening, who is meditating every day, and meditation is like a big part of their life. I almost forgot to mention what are the things I've been doing for me to settle my energies. Number one, some kind of movement, grounding exercise. That can be just like a walking meditation. It can be going to the gym, maybe dancing, doing some kind of a yoga, like a exercise, asana-based yoga. Hatha yoga is probably really good. And foods, that's really important, because remember, that spiritual fasting, not eating and eating only healthy food, really helped me to have these experiences. But if you're going through it and you want to take a break, try to eat more dense and rich foods. And if you do eat meat, try to eat meat a little bit more so that the energies will again settle down. Because I understand if you are going through this, I know how it feels, and you just want to like sometimes just stop it in a way. So eat foods that are rich, that are dense, root vegetables, that would also be really good for you. Anything that can balance your energies. And one more thing that I normally don't recommend people if they don't know how to move their energies is by, if you feel most of your energies in the head, or somewhere else, because for me it was all in my head, right? That's why I always had these severe headaches. So what you can also do, but again I don't recommend without any proper guidance, is sometimes people can move their energies to their hara, which is just a point here below your navel. So you bring all the energy down there, and from there, because that's the center point, you spread the energy out in your whole body instead of energy being stuck in your head or in somewhere else. Let me know if you have gone through any of these experiences. I would love to hear from you, and check this video next.